Creating slices with Photoshop. What is a slice? A slice is a rectangular section of an image that you can use to apply features. Now we're talking about sending this to the web. So it's a way that we can divide up our image into sections, and then we can apply things like links or rollovers. We can define each section separately. So it allows us to divide an image into really unlimited smaller sections. And we can do it a couple different ways. It can be done automatically, or it can be done using the slice tool. One note, a slice is always rectangular. You can never have a circle or any kind of curved slices. They always will be straight horizontal, straight vertical lines. Photoshop also will automatically number both user-defined slices and automatic defined slices. And it updates the numbers according to the location. So it goes top left to right, top to bottom. So this is 1, this is 2, and then the next one here is 3. If I were to add more, 3 would probably be renamed to a different number because there would be more slices. And so those slice numbers do change as I add or delete slices. There are two kinds of slices. I'm going to go ahead and select the slice tool. The slice tool is always grouped with the crop tool. So it's crop tool, perspective crop tool, then we have the slice tool and the slice selection tool. I'm going to have the slice tool here. So we can make our own slices. I create, and those are called user-defined. So if I click and drag here, you can see my smart guides help me a bit as well. I just created this slice. It has a solid border. When it's highlighted, it'll have a different color. In my case, it's kind of a golden yellowy color. And so by clicking that slice tool and just dragging that pointer around an area, I created a user slice. Now automatically, this slice was created because Photoshop will do that in response to any user created slice. I create a slice, Photoshop creates at least one slice. It just depends on how that slice works. Remember, everything is a rectangle, so if there may have to be more depending on the type of shape I created. I have a slice selection tool that allows me to select slices as well, and you can see as I select them, they turn a different color. All right, so I'm going to go back here in a moment, and I am going to delete my slices. Now, once I have them selected, I can press the delete key, and you notice that they will end up going away. Okay, so I want to make a different type of a slice here that's defined by a layer. I can create a slice either by using my slice tool, or I could select a layer. Let's say I click ticket here. Ticket is on a transparent background, okay? And if I have that layer be active, I can go under my layer menu at the top and choose new layer based slice. Towards the middle, new layer based slice. Look what happened. And so this is the one that was created with that layer because those are the pixels on that specific layer. Then Photoshop created this slice, which happens to be 4, number 2, and all of this as number 1. So that's a fast way. The cool thing with this is if I go to my layer here and I move this, Photoshop updates it. So now I have a slice 1, a slice 2, a slice 3, a slice 4, and a slice 5. So Photoshop will update this as I move things around, which is kind of nice. Now when we have our user slices, we have different types that we can define. This would be an image slice. We also have a no image slice as well. Okay, and then we have a layer-based slice. So if you look at the little icons here, I know they're very tricky and hard to see. This little icon indicates that this is a layer-based slice. These are the slices that Photoshop has made for me. Let's go ahead and make one of my own now. We'll go around the C. Okay, now I want to point out something here as well. So you can see this is labeled as slice 2. Actually, this little area right here, that is slice 1. I have a tiny area that didn't get all the way to the edge of the border, and Photoshop makes every single piece of my document be a slice. So I slide that over, and now I only have one, and there's no one that's kind of really small. It's just one right here. Okay, so when we have these slice components, they are colored, and when I have them selected, you know, the overlay here, this highlights and these others are kind of grayed out. I can use my slice selection tool to do that. Okay, now if I double click, I get my slice options, and in the slice options I can choose what type of slice this will be, whether it's a no image or an image. No image allows me to put some text that's displayed in the cell, and I can have it be a solid color. Image tells me that this is a picture. This is number 2. I'm on the hand, so I can put a URL here. So I name it. I can name it. I'll name it hand, so you can see that. And I can put a URL address here. And so the URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. It's the web page address. So I can specify here, as my tooltip says, specify URL slice. Specifies the URL slice link when clicked in a browser. So if I open this in a browser, I'm able to click this area, and it's a sort of hotspot, a link that will take me somewhere else. The target specifies the URL loads into, and this would be sort of a parent-child relationship. The message text, if I want to have any text or contents that appear in the browser status window, and then I have the alt tag. This is the alternate text for a browser. This is important for screen readers and other accessibility devices. Then I have my location. And here's the slice background. So this is where I can choose a solid color if I want, or other. Okay. And I can click OK. And now I have set options for that specific slice. So double click a slice with the slice selection tool and you'll get into those options. If you want to change the preferences for how the slices are looking in a PC, you would go to the File menu to Preferences. On a Mac, you would go to Photoshop CC and to Preferences, and we're looking at Guides, Grids, and Slices. And here under Slices, I can choose what my line color will be. So you notice that when I have a slice, there's a line color there. You might notice also, I'm going to cancel this, that some of these are dotted. It's very difficult to see, but some of my slices have a dotted instead of a solid line. The dotted indicates that this is an auto slice that Photoshop did create for me. So slices are the way to build graphics for the web in Photoshop. It's a great way to take apart a larger image and cut them into pieces for faster load time. So then the browser doesn't have to load the entire large photo, but rather just these little pieces, which makes it speed up and be much faster.